Welcome back everybody to Photos with Yanni. I wanted to do an extra video on path blur today, and I wanted to show you how we can take two pretty mundane images and kind of sort of elevate them with this method. You know, you can get two uninteresting images and make them somewhat interesting with the path blur technique. If you like what you see, like, follow, drop us a comment, like us. This way the YouTube algorithm knows that, we're alive. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to do is we already have the image ready right here. As you can see, it's already pre-edited. This was just an average image, 1/1000 f2.8 ISO 400 70 to 200 2.8 EF lens on this one, and I've done just a little bit, just some minor processing. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and right click on it and edit in Adobe Photoshop. Open anyway. So here we are with the image in Adobe Photoshop. The clarity on it looks pretty amazing. I love the R6 because of that. I'm working on a video for the R6 actually. Alright, very first thing that we're going to do is unlock the background. Double click on it. We have it layer 0. The little lock has left. Right click on the layer, duplicate layer, and layer 0 copy. So while working on the layer 0 copy, what we're going to do is zoom just a little bit right here. This way we have it all in front of us. We're going to use the magnetic lasso tool, and we're going to start, hopefully from the top, we're going to start wrapping the image around. All right, let's start from here. The magnetic lasso tool will almost pretty much do the job for you. It's going to snap to the point that you want to isolate. There we go, we got it. So the next step is going to be to go ahead and remove these areas right here and between the spokes on the wheel and this one right here. So we're going to go ahead and select it again. When you have such good separation of colors, the lasso tool, the magnetic lasso tool, can be thankfully forgiving. And I think that's everything. There's a little piece right here that we're going to go ahead and delete it. But anyway, now that we got everything selected, we're going to let me look and make sure we got everything. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and right click on it and feather. And we're going to select the feather radius of 3. Then right click on it again and layer via copy. Beautiful. Back into this layer, the second layer. So what we did right now is we made a new layer 3, which is essentially we copied that layer onto here. So now having the second layer selected, the middle one, you're going to select the patch tool and just go ahead and do the outline around it. And then click on it here and just move it down here. So essentially the patch tool is moving, it's patching that area of the screen with something else. So that's pretty much done. We have it ready right here. Then having the second layer selected, we're going to go into filter, blur gallery, path blur. And see those lines here? I'm going to try to follow them. So we can convey emotion. There's another line right here. There's another line right here. Another line coming down here. Another line coming down here. Another line coming here. Then we're going to change the speed to 500%. Boom, path blur. All right, pressing OK, looking at the progress bar, and it's ready. Now, with the middle layer again selected, we're going to filter, camera raw filter, and this is where we can decide to go just a little bit crazy. Now, this is our background, so I want it intense, but at the same time, I don't want it too over crazy because this is a street shot. So I'm going to fix the temperature somewhat, and at the same time, I'm going to fix the contrast, bring the highlights down, shadows up, a little bit of dehaze. I'm gonna go ahead and saturate it and vibrate only a little bit because this is more of a street shot. So this is the final result. This is what it's supposed to look like. See, it's conveying motion. Next thing we're gonna do is Command S it. So when we go back to Lightroom, you can see what it looks like. A little bit more contrast, a little bit more texture, a little bit more clarity, dehaze, maybe do the shadows up a little bit more, and we have a pretty decent shot. Now, what I would like to do from here is I'm going to go ahead and export it one more time and open it up on Luminar. By importing it to Luminar, we do a couple more things. I mean, I love the fact that this is so crisp and the background is also crisp. I'm going to go ahead and export it, the image, and here you can see the images right next to each other. This is the pre-Luminar, this is on Luminar, this is the Lightroom version, this is the original version, and this is what we ended up getting. It's not bad for a pretty mundane image, you know. Path blur can actually make it stand out. Going back into Lightroom, we have another image right here. This is a very good image. We're going to go ahead and path blur this one too to see if maybe we can salvage this one at all. There we go. I'm going to keep it like that. So now we're going to right click on it, edit in Photoshop. Again, here we are in Photoshop. Layer 0. Do the same thing, duplicate the layer, zoom a little bit, selecting the magnetic lasso tool. All right, let's remove some stuff now. Well, let's feather this one. I'm particular about that background here. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Because what I can do is feather, layer via copy, feather, layer via copy again. So going back to this one now, I'm curious if I do path blur, because there's all these reflections. Well, filter, blur gallery, path blur. Coming down the road, I'm gonna press OK, and then because we did a little bit of a mistake, this one, and we're gonna go ahead and just delete that one completely. Yeah, that was probably the best thing to do. Just go ahead and delete that one. It was interfering. Okay, back to the second layer again. Filter, camera raw filter. Expose it. Let me contrast it up. Give me some lags. Give me some texture. See, because we did not use the car. We did not patch the car out. The car is still there. But that's actually pretty decent because what I want to do is I'm going to use it as an after effect. Look, around the vehicle. So it gives it really motion. It gives it a really good motion. The only time that it doesn't give it a good motion is right here in the car. But overall, I mean, I'm going to Command S it. I'm going to come back to Lightroom. And look at this. It's a pretty gritty image. From there, let's go ahead and take it out back to Luminar. So, I mean, this is pretty amazing. We started off with this and we did it this. I'm pretty stoked. This was the first, and with path blur, we ended up making it this. Once again, that's the beauty of path blur. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, leave me a comment so YouTube knows that we're here. But you can take any mundane image with that technique and make it into something fascinating. Just select your object. You know, we tried it on cars. I want to try it next time with somebody with a bicycle. I want to try on, all kinds of cool stuff. But we tried it on two different images, and the results were so much better actually on the final image instead of the original boring first image. It was just a car crossing the road, and we put speed. We made it somewhat okay. Until next time, this is Photos with Yanni. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and smile because it's contagious. See you next time.